And dry conditions on the fire line. So what can they expect right now, Alex?
About exactly the same.
Yeah.
Conditions really haven't changed very much. If we look at our again, pretty much exactly the same as conditions were yesterday. You can see the smoke from the southwest portion of the fire here from our sky camera. You can still see some smoke further north as well. So yes, fire still active, still burning. Taking a look at current conditions in Colorado City. It's 89 degrees, an easterly wind gusting to 13 miles per hour, humidity at around 22%. So pretty dry, gusty at times, definitely hot for fire crews working. There is moisture in place today, but again, just like yesterday, it's in the upper Arkansas River zone, the northern San Luis Valley, not at the fire zone, and I don't expect it to go that far east today. In fact, the next few days are going to stay dry in the Beulah area, but I'm still looking at a nice monsoon plume of moisture headed our way next week. I've got the details on that coming up. In Woodland Park, it's 75 degrees now. We've had some extra cloud cover, and there have been some showers that have developed in Teller County this afternoon. Much like yesterday, most of the showers are going to be locked up into the mountains. I think Teller County is as far east as they will get today. So zooming in here on where we have some actual heavy precipitation would be Salida area. There is a flash flood warning just south of Poncha Springs, and CDOT has reported a little bit of rock and debris on the highway there. So just keep that in mind as you're headed up towards higher elevations of Fremont County, towards Cotopaxi, up to Salida. There's some moderate to heavy rain there. We have a shower just west of Cripple Creek. But that's about it. Most of this activity is going to stay up into the mountains here. Fremont, Chaffee, Park County, and a few showers near the San Luis Valley. And that's where they'll stay for the rest of the evening. And that's going to be the case tomorrow as well. Showers in the mountains, not making it to I-25. Generally, we are going to be hot and dry again in the plains of Colorado for Friday, but that beneficial moisture still impacting the mountain zones. What we're going to notice in the next few days is our temperatures are actually going to be on the increase. So today we were near average, very similar to yesterday and the day before. Right now we're in the 80s and 90s in the plains, very hot, sunny and dry. Thanks to the extra cloud cover, it's cooler in the interior mountain valleys. Salida at 60 degrees and getting rain right now. Overnight we'll drop to the 50s and 60s. And then tomorrow, it's going to be toasty. We'll be rising above average by a couple of degrees, 80s and 90s for most of us. And Saturday, 80s and 90s, a touch warmer. And on Sunday, 80s and a lot of 90s and even warmer by a couple of degrees. So our ridge of high pressure is going to move directly overhead for the weekend, keeping us hot. But then it shifts a little further southeast towards Texas, and that will open up the opportunity of a plume of monsoon moisture coming our way, and that will give us daily thunderstorm chances into next week. So once that high makes its way into Texas, we get this nice airflow around it, and that pulls in moisture to finally eastern Colorado next week, where it has just been stalled up into the mountains this week. We're going to find
at the fire now.
Well, about the same as it has been all week. I want to take you first to our Pueblo sky camera. This first plume, and here's a secondary plume that'd be on the southwest side of the fire, also a zone that has been quite active this week. And conditions have been pretty much the same every day. Right now it's 92 degrees in Pueblo, 19% humidity, east wind at 14 miles per hour. And apologies, I have not updated the containment yet on my conditions map, but right now in Colorado City it's 91 degrees, still pretty toasty at this hour. Easterly winds gusting to only 12 miles per hour, and our humidity around 20%. So this week we've also had some showers in the mountains, and it's been excruciating to see the fire zone dry and just a couple dozen miles to the west there's rain. This is where that rain is going to stay for the rest of the evening. I don't see it heading into Beulah for the next couple of days, but next week shows some promising moisture headed our way, and some good rain on the fire is possible. Diane. Been another hot day in Canyon City. 90 degrees right now. However, you might notice sky is darkening a little bit. There are a few showers that are developing, but that's not going to make it very far eastward this afternoon. I expect kind of Teller County and Fremont County to be the eastward extent of the showers that are forming for us. Most of this activity staying well into the mountains. We've had some good rain in the Salida, Poncha Springs area. There is a flash flood warning just south of Poncha Springs. We've had some shower activity in Fremont County over the northern Sangre de Cristo mountain range, kind of spilling over into the Wet Mountain Valley. No rain at the Aspen Acres fire, and I'm really not expecting that to be the case this evening as well. So really, most of our shower activity is locked up into the mountains or as far east as the foothills here in Teller, Fremont County. And so as we progress through the evening, the storms are going to move very slowly southward, but they're not moving very much. In fact, we've had a good amount of rain just parked over southern Chaffee County this afternoon. We're going to do a very similar dance tomorrow, nice and dry, sunny and hot in the plains, but we'll have some scattered mountain showers well west of I-25. And the reason why we have the shower activity in the mountains is because we have a nice plume of monsoon moisture there. We finally get a taste of that next week here on the eastern side of the state. I'll talk about that in a moment. But in the meantime, we're still talking heat here locally. It was 96 in Pueblo today, 87 in the spring, so close to average for this time of year. Yesterday was also close to average. But then starting tomorrow, we're going to start to see those temperatures climb each day through the weekend. So we're going to start off on Friday morning in the 50s and 60s, high temperatures, solid 80s and 90s in the plains, a mix of 70s and 80s in the higher elevations. Saturday, a little bit warmer, 80s and 90s. And Sunday, mostly 90s, some 80s, and awfully close to triple digits for Pueblo and La Junta. So we're just in it for the long haul. Hot temperatures, all thanks to this ridge of high pressure. Right now, this high pressure has steered some monsoon flow into western Colorado, which is why we've had mountain showers this week. But as this shifts further south and hopefully over Texas next week, that's going to open the door for even better wind flow, taking moisture into eastern Colorado next week. So we are going to see an increase in range temperatures today in much of eastern Colorado. Hot, dry, 80s and 90s for highs in the mountains today, from the 70s to the 90s, and some spots cooled down pretty quickly with some mountain showers and thunderstorms. But for the most part, southern Colorado is pretty dry today. One of those spots that has cooled down significantly thanks to rain is Salida, 58 degrees right now, but then you compare that to where we've just been sunny and we're still in the 90s from Pueblo through Lamar. So for the rest of this evening, it's already this evening in Canyon City, thanks to some extra cloud cover that has developed. It's 88 degrees right now, and some of these clouds are producing some rainfall. So you can see a little bit of spotty shower activity in the Canyon City vicinity in Fremont County. You go further up the Arkansas River, we've had some solid rain in Salida, Poncha Springs area, and over our mountain tops. We've also had a few showers in Teller County. Looks like perhaps the Rampart Range also getting in on a little bit of moisture. But in general, the shower activity today is in the foothills and the mountains, and that's where it's going to stay. We do have some monsoon flow into the higher elevations this week, and we've been seeing these daily afternoon storms while the plains have just remained dry and hot and definitely feeling like mid-July. So for the rest of this evening, the showers will move very, very slowly, but generally towards the south, and they'll stay up in the higher elevations west of I-25. Same thing on Friday. The eastern plains will be mostly sunny, hot and dry, and then a few pop-up showers favoring our mountain zones. The terrain helps to enhance that lift in the air and creating those showers and thunderstorms. So for tonight, we'll drop to the 50s and 60s, and we continue with the warmth tomorrow. 80s and 90s for highs will be just a touch above average by a degree or two, and temperatures will continue to tick upwards through the weekend. On Saturday, 80s and 90s, and also on Sunday, 80s and 90s. Awfully close to triple digits though in a few spots like Pueblo and La Junta. So we're in the dog days of summer, feeling hot and dry, but I am finally tracking some changes in our weather pattern come next week. Good solid moisture headed our way with daily thunderstorm chances. And that's because our heat, our ridge of high pressure, is going to be moving further south, moving over Texas next week, and that will open the door to this monsoon flow, pulling in moisture finally to eastern Colorado. It's been kind of stuck up into the mountains so far this week, and we definitely need it because we are starting to fall behind normal for rainfall. Aspen Acres fire created major air quality issues across southern Colorado. The Pueblo area medical crews dealt with a surge of patients.
A UC Health spokesperson tells us its Pueblo hospitals have treated 81 patients as of yesterday, mostly for smoke and breathing issues.
So our News 5 meteorologist Casey Dorn went to Red Rock Canyon Open Space to find out how the smoke impacted people's outdoor plans and breaks down the tools you can use to stay safe as the fire conditions continue. And up to 48% now, even as fire crews are dealing with the heat still in southern Colorado. Our temperatures today were in the middle 90s along the Arkansas River. We are in the upper 80s in Colorado Springs. Western Slope also quite warm, Grand Junction to 95 today. So it was hot, felt like July for sure. Now there were some spots that cooled off nicely in the mountains where we saw some rain today, but in the plains where it's just been dry, it is still quite mild outside. We're still hanging on to 80 degrees in Pueblo currently. Overnight, we'll drop to seasonable 50s and 60s. Nice warm summer evening for us. And then tomorrow, we're going to start to dial things up. Temperatures will be rising slowly each day as we progress through the weekend. Tomorrow I've got 90 for Colorado Springs and lots of sunshine. In Pueblo I've got 96 for you tomorrow. It's going to take some time to get there, but boy, it's going to be sunny all day long. Bill? Pretty good rain in the mountains today, especially up into Park County. The Salida area, the upper Arkansas River, got some good rainfall as well, but we were dry and hot in the plains. So all the moisture is still up into the mountains. Tonight, most of that's up on to the western slope in the Grand Junction area with some light to moderate rainfall. And that should be clearing out here within the next couple of hours. And then overnight will be clear in the plains and will remain clear tomorrow afternoon in the lower elevations, but we'll have more of those pop-up showers and storms as far east as Teller County and perhaps over the higher elevations of southern Los Animas County, but scattered showers and storms again on Friday in the high country. On Saturday, that becomes a little bit more sparse, not a whole lot of thunderstorm activity, maybe favoring the San Juans. Sunday looks even drier across the state, and the reason why is because high pressure that's kept us warm this week is going to move back over Colorado through the weekend and into early next week. And so that will push away some of the moisture that we have moving into the western side of Colorado this week, and it will increase our temperatures steadily in the next few days. So tonight we'll drop to the 50s and 60s, and then tomorrow should be a warm day, couple degrees above average to the 80s and 90s for most of us. And then carrying on into the weekend, temperatures will inch up by a degree or two each day. 80s and 90s Saturday, and on Sunday 80s and a lot of 90s, almost to triple digits for Pueblo and La Junta. So then that high pressure continues to move next week, and it is expected to take a turn towards Texas. And we like it when a high pressure is over at Texas in the summertime because that means it opens the door for monsoon flow into our state and further into eastern Colorado as well. So that does look to be our weather pattern by next week. You'll see a surge in this precipitation here in Colorado Springs, and we'll have daily thunderstorm chances starting as soon as Monday, but really starting to peak Tuesday through Thursday. And that's good news because we're starting to fall behind normal in terms of precipitation this year, and we need to catch up. We could